Hello, everybody. I got some new equipment recently, as you can see clearly in the shot. And I thought that it would be good to explain some of this equipment, what I'm doing with the equipment, and how I'm able to make music with this, machine that I have. I can't capture everything. I can capture the piano with this lens, but I have another camera here where you can see my looping station that I just recently got. You can see it blinking and buttons I press and everything. So how about we get started? I will put all of the links for every single piece of equipment in the description. So if you want to replicate my equipment, you can do so by buying everything in the description. It'll cost you a lot, though. This is an M-Audio Keystation 61 MK3 MIDI keyboard. It has 61 keys. Each of them are velocity sensitive, so you can tap as soft or as loudly as you want on these keys. Aside from the keys, we also have some buttons and knobs here. These two knobs at the bottom, we have a pitch knob and a modulation knob. The software I'm plugging my keyboard into does not support these features, so these really do nothing except effects I don't want them to. So really I use them for effects for certain plugins that I have or certain kits and piano settings that I have, and not really for what they're intended for. These light up buttons here control the octaves and the transposition of the notes. So right now I have them on octave mode. So if I'm hitting a note here, hitting this button will put it up an octave. Right? And this one down an octave. If I want to change it to transpose mode, transposition, I don't know if that's the right word. Now if I hit a note and I hit this button, it goes up, and it's same for the other one going down. So we also have a volume knob here that controls the volume. And we have, the last thing here is we have some buttons up here. These don't do anything. I've tried on various different softwares. They don't do anything. Don't ask me what they are. I'm telling you now, they don't do anything. The little words that you can see on the top of these keys can all be assigned to various functions that I can use the keyboard with. I haven't used them yet, and I'm probably not going to, so don't bug me about those either. This is Soundtrap. This is where all of my piano and drum plugins live. You can see I have a few different tracks up here that all have different instruments that I can play. We have drum plugins, we have piano plugins. I have a lot of plugins I use frequently. I have Wurlitzer plugins and Rhodes plugins. Right now, the one I'm selected on is Studio Grand, this nice piano that I use sometimes. You'll hear me using that. You'll also hear me using the Wurlitzer a lot. This nice tender little thing, but can also be mean when I want it to. I use this a lot for slow songs, but I also use it for fast songs. There are different presets that I have saved for various occasions when necessary, really. And I've done that for a lot of my instruments because I feel that there are times when something should be used frequently and it's not saved. I just save it by saving it as a preset, changing the effects, whatever I want. Right over here, this new piece of equipment we have is a Boss RC505 looping station. It has 5 looping channels. Each of them can be looped and overdubbed 99 times as far as I'm concerned, as far as I looked up. And there are also knobs here that you can see in this camera. There's an input effects knob and a track effects knob. The input effect affects everything coming into the looper. So we have some pitch shifting effects that I can use, and they also affect the instrument. So this is regular. This is with the effect. And there are also various effects that you can use, like delay effects and other stuff. Once I've actually laid a track down on the looper, like this, went orange there for a second. That was the overdub period. I can then overdub like this, that, 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 that. See there, it's overdubbed. That. I can also undo it like that, because if I don't like that. And then there's the track effects. We can use some filter effects like this. We also have this. That just stops the track altogether. And we have the beat repeat. I use that for like hype build-ups and other stuff. And then to stop a track, I just press the stop button here. And to delete the track, I hold the stop button down for a couple seconds. It blinks, and then the track is gone forever. And that's this loop station that I got. That's what I do with it. And that's how I make music. And it has some really cool effects too. The headphones that I'm using that are plugged into the looper right now are some Botman T3 headphones. They're wired, they're not Bluetooth. The same company made some Bluetooth headphones. I don't recommend getting them, especially if you're using this kind of equipment, because you don't want that Bluetooth delay that comes with the Bluetooth headphones. I don't recommend Bluetooth headphones or getting them ever. But these headphones really, they get the job done very, very good. I don't know if they're bass boosted, but they're definitely boosted in some sort of way that gives them a really nice, rich sound that I really like coming out of these kinds of headphones. This microphone that I'm using is a Digital Reference DRV100 microphone. It's plugged directly into the looper right now. There's no external spot where that's being plugged into like my computer or something. It's plugged directly into the looper where I can, mess around with effects and stuff. I do really like this microphone because it has a nice sound to it, when I don't have effects on it right now. And it picks up on a lot of things. I mean, it's good for two things. It's good for my voice, and it's good for the shaker that you'll see me using. The shaker isn't a brand. It's just something that I got a while ago from a friend. The microphone that I used to use before this one, you may have seen it in some various live streams. I didn't show it on camera as much, but it was a Samsung Go mic. It was plugged into my computer via USB, directly into my computer. It was smaller, and the sound quality wasn't as good as here. It still got the job done. And if you're not looking for something as big and professional as this, I'd say go for that mic. It's pretty good, and it gets the job done. The software that I'm using to record this video right now and most of my other recent videos is Open Broadcasting Software, or OBS. The camera that I'm using right now is just my computer camera. And since Soundtrap is online, I can use any computer, really. So if you see me using, other cameras, just know that, everything's okay. I didn't, break the computer. I might just be using something different. But this other camera up on the top left is a Logitech C270 camera. It's portable, it's handheld, so I can move it when I want to. And it's just sitting up top on my computer. It can be used as a webcam if you want it to, or it can just, be used for this purpose. Any purpose you want to use it for is fine, as long as you don't break it. Before I started recording with OBS for some of my earlier ideologues back in December of 2020 or January of this year, I used this phone to record the visuals, and to record the audio, I just used a screen recorder plugin from the Chrome web store. I would just record it and then convert it into an MP3 or something of that sort, and then tie them together in post, and then edit everything in Premiere Elements, which is, I still use Premiere Elements to edit because my videos don't need much editing. All they need is some chopping and some text overlay and some fading out of the audio and the video. I recommend Premiere Elements for this kind of video, but if you need more editing, Premiere Pro always. But that's what I use to record and edit. So again, if you want to copy my equipment, you totally can. Everything is purchasable. Maybe not for a reasonable price, but you can still do it if you really want to. Only if you really want to, though. You got to stay determined for this kind of stuff. I saved up for a long time for this loop station. People gave contributions. And now I have this big piece of equipment that I can tweak with and, do whatever I want with. So, again, I'm Ruler of Program. I create electronic music. Links are in the description for my equipment. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.